Let's talk about the strongest member of the Zoldyck family. And if you think you know who it is, you probably don't, because fun fact, they're not in this picture. No. I said the strongest member of the family. Dark Continent calamities don't count. Perfection. What you're looking at right here is peak performance. This is the strongest Zoldyck, aka Maha Zoldyck. More than just a chill guy. I mean, come on, this is uncanny. I noticed this while I was recording, and I think we've cracked it here. I think we know the true lore of chill guy, but that's a story for another time. Now, if you don't remember Maha, don't feel bad because he's only had the briefest of appearances in the manga, but he is still alive and is still out there active as an assassin, because back during the York New City arc, we see Maha, along with Kaluto and Illumi, take out the 10 Mafia Dons. If you recall, this was when Crollo was fighting against Silva and Zeno, but the three of them stopped their fight because the Dons were eliminated and they were the ones who had put the hit out on Crollo. Now, I know you might be saying, 3-manning 10 dudes, pause, that's not that impressive, and you'd be right, but what is impressive is this moment here, where Zeno is talking about Netero. And if you don't recall, this moment happens in both the manga and the anime, right when Zeno and Netero show up to the Chimera Ant Palace, and Netero tells Pito to talk to the hand and just brushes her like a million miles away, right? During that moment, we get this aside from Zeno, which basically serves to just gas up Netero. And he says he hasn't lived long for nothing. He might as well be a venerable tree, because he was already an old man when I was a baby. So when Zeno Zoldyck, the grandpa, was a baby, Netero was already old. And he goes on to say, he's the only one to fight my grandpa and survive. So Zeno's grandfather, which as you can see in this nice little family tree here, is Maha. He says, Netero is the only one to fight my grandpa and survive. And we're talking about like a prime Netero here. And what's important, I think, is the way he phrases that. He doesn't say that my grandpa fought Netero and survived. No, he says, Netero fought my grandpa and survived. And just to be clear here, this is what Zeno says in literally the next panel about himself compared to Netero. We aren't equals at all. He's always gotten the best of me. So Maha scales far above Zeno. And while we're on the subject of Netero, it was most likely Maha who accompanied him to the Dark Continent at this young age. And I say most likely because as you can see here, this panel says Zigg Zoldyck. All right, bear with me because things get a little fuzzy here. I personally believe that Zigg Zoldyck and Maha Zoldyck are the same person, but we don't know that with 100% certainty. And the main reason we don't know that is because this character has never been referred to as Zigg. But for that matter, they haven't been referred to in the manga as Maha either. The place where we get Maha from is from the Hunter x Hunter data book, which is unreliable at best. Togashi himself is not the one responsible for putting those out, and their data has been a little iffy before. So the fact that that calls him Maha, I don't think means that they are different people necessarily. And where this gets even more interesting is what Maha actually means. As you can see here, it is a Sanskrit prefix that basically means great or large. So Maha Zoldyck means the Great Zoldyck. It may just be a title. And beyond that, I think there's an uncanny resemblance here. They essentially have the same head shape, big bug eyes, and cheeky smile. And if you're wondering, does it make sense for Zigg Zoldyck to still be alive? Well, the other two people from this Dark Continent expedition certainly lived a long time. We know Netero himself did. Zeno even spoke about how crazy it is how long that he has lived. But also, Lin has lived really long too. If you don't recall, she was the ancient one during the chairman election arc that basically just kept falling asleep. So who knows, maybe the three of them found some nitro rice while they were over there in the Dark Continent, and that's why they've all lived so long. But even if Maha isn't Zigg, it doesn't really matter, because Maha is definitely the one that Zeno is referring to in this panel. Netero is the only one to fight my grandpa and survive. We got Zeno here, so this would be Zeno's father. Maha is his grandfather. So like I mentioned, peak performance. And just to be clear here, I'm not trying to say that Maha is equal to a prime Netero, but just the fact that they're in the same conversation in their primes is a bit crazy. And again, the way that Zeno phrased that, to me, implies that it was some sort of a fight to the death that Netero was able to walk away from. So maybe Maha was hired as an assassin to take him out and couldn't get the job done. But neither did Netero kill him. And obviously we don't know the full details, but still, super impressive. One of the most impressive scaling feats in the entire manga, in my opinion. So yeah, that's Maha, the strongest of the Zoldyck Assassins, at least until Killua has a chance to come into his own. And shout out to Nathan, who asked me to talk about Maha and also asked me to talk about a couple of the other Zoldicks, but I decided to do that in a different video, so that will be on the way as well. But I appreciate the support, man, and thank you guys so much for watching.